look at you with the big win.
Awfully smiley for having just lost.
Meh, it happens. I'm just laughing at the fact that your tank got screwed up.
Right, because this game doesn't matter to you.
I mean, it doesn't.
Really? You don't think losing to this Bruins team is maybe a bad omen for the playoffs?
Yeah, well, it's not a good sign, but...
Dude, I've lost 11 of my last 12 games before this one. And we smoked you. What do you think the Canes are going to do to you in the first round?
Didn't you just dog walk the Canes like a week ago?
Oh yeah, that was our one. Hockey's dumb.
Hockey is so dumb.
Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team that is a dub, a stupid, sexy, incredible, nonsensical, bullshit, fantastic dub. I have no idea how to explain this stupid game. What a stupid game. It was such a great, stupid game. And don't ruin it for yourself. Don't do that. We'll talk at the end about the tank versus the win kind of thing. But trust me, it ain't worth it to ruin it for yourself. What a great game. And it was fun. It was fun the whole... Outside of like 19 seconds, it was really fun. Wow, what a game. They've been saving up for this one, clearly. Offense has actually kind of been cooking the past couple of games, oddly enough. I mean, mostly it's just been Pasternak. But tonight, other players scored. Ha-ha, nice, excellent. Like, comment, subscribe. Nailed it. The Discord is below, especially during the offseason. I hope that still stays pretty active because it'd be nice to still have people chatting about the team in there because we're going to be in the offseason very soon. Guys, let's talk a little bit about this Devils team and why this is a tragedy for them. It truly is. It's a tragedy. Not this game in particular, but it is, I guess, a microcosm of a larger problem going on. This is our second meeting of 3 meetings this year. We are playing them for the season finale in about a week. We lost in January 5-1. There's a lot to like about this Devils team, right? There really genuinely is. They rank top 5 in both special teams. Both special team strengths, I should say. They rank 4th in goals allowed per game. Their goaltenders have been solid. Markstrom with a .903 save percentage and a 2.43 goals allowed average. Though he's had games where it looks like he's building towards a greater success and going to be that guy for them because he really has had great moments this season. But he's also had some real stinkers, hence the .903 rather than something a little sexier like a .912 or a .915. Behind him, though, Jake Allen has been a really nice addition, a .910 save percentage, but has a losing record this year. I believe he's 12-15-1, something like that, if I remember my notes from earlier. So I don't know who you go with in the playoffs because the save percentage is better for Allen, but the win-loss is worse for him, but he also gets less scoring support, so I don't know. They do rank 16th offensively, but I think that mostly comes from the concern I was actually building to. For the second year in a row, this squad can just not stay healthy. They can't do it. And it's frustrating from a fan perspective for sure. And I think they made a mistake bringing in Sheldon Keefe. I've talked about that. Taking Keefe from one cup contending team with a young core with a ton of offensive talent that kept falling on its face, then moving him over to another one that pretty much fits that mold. That felt weird to me, but I don't know. I'm not a Keefe guy. That's just me. No, the injuries are the real issue here, though, by far. And this isn't about the amount of injuries. Like last year, it felt more like it was about the amount of injuries. They had some serious, important injuries as well, but just a cascade of injury after injury. No, for them, they've had a long season of a variety of injuries, but the most important part is that Jack Hughes is done for the season, and Dougie Hamilton is, supposed to be coming back, maybe for the first round. He doesn't seem close at all right now, and we are right there. So, not great. And without those two guys, it's two of their primary offensive creators, and with only Hamilton possible to return, And not soon, I don't know. It seems like their season's doomed. It's a tragedy. They did next to nothing to improve the team at the deadline because Hughes had already gone down, Jack Hughes. And I know that some people will criticize that, but I think just based on the way that the Bruins fans handled this year's trade deadline with do we try to push for a playoff spot or when you're on the fence, probably not a great idea to go all in, right? So they saved their assets, they made fringe moves, and they kind of said this season's going to be what it's going to be. And the biggest problem with this is their entire identity is disrupted by this injury in particular, Jack Hughes in particular, because the Golden Knights have really taught us that being able to run 1-2-3 down the middle. This is just a golfing incident. Don't worry about it. Literally. I have really old clubs and they rip up my hands. No, being able to run 1-2-3 down the middle covers up for a lot of issues. Now, the left side of their offense, the wings on the left side, not great, honestly. It's not a left side that you would think cup contender with. But down the middle, running Hughes, Hischier, and Mercer, I mean, that's such a massive advantage just to be able to throw out 3 really strong centers in a row like that. Without Hughes, it really does change the whole identity and the ability of the team to create consistently, expose matchups with other teams' lower lines. Just, it really derails everything. And to highlight this, a couple stats for you. Since the Jack Hughes injury, the offensive output has dropped from over 3 goals a game for the Devils to 2.8 a game. And then the defense has also taken a huge hit from that. 2.49 goals allowed per game to over 3 per game. And I think that comes more so from the trickle effect of not having Hughes. And Hischier has to move up and Mercer has to move up. And it just changes the whole landscape of the team. It's tough. It's really tough to watch a team that should be moving into their prime position to compete for a cup, and just cruelty with the injuries for them. I genuinely feel bad here. And look, I think they're cooked. I don't think they get out of a first round matchup. They certainly don't get out of a second in my brain. But stranger things have happened, I guess. I don't know. Does anyone see a roadmap that outside of the typical like hockey is bullshit roadmap that the Devils are really going to make a deep run with this? Because I know people in my life who are huge Devils fans who think Jack Hughes sucks. Doesn't suck, but think that Jack Hughes is just all flash but no substance and doesn't actually help the team move forward. I disagree with those people, but they exist. They do exist. How about the Bruins lineup? We have Geeky, Lindholm, Pasta. That line's been cooking. Zaka, Middlestat, Lysell, which would gain some traction in this one. Huznadinov, Minton, Letary, Lauko, Beecher, Kepke, Zadorov, Jokiharju, Lori Peak, Callahan, Wotherspoon. And then Jeremy Swayman is going to get to start. If he wins this game, he gets his 101st win. It doesn't work anymore. It's not funny anymore. Kostelic, upper body injury, still out. Of course, Hampus and McAvoy still out. Puck drops. Puck drops! In 6:24 in, Lauko is going to go for a hook and we're going to the penalty kill. It's a nervous kill, but it's fine. We survive it. 8:38 in. It's mostly been the Devils. We're getting outshot like 8-1, 8-2 at this point. But the Bruins get a chance and they just capitalize. A face-off loss in the offensive zone sees the Devils gain possession and start to skate it out. Luke Hughes, who had an awful game. My goodness, this guy was at least 4 different goals it felt like he played a role in, and all of them were Bruins goals. Anyway, Luke Hughes is getting dogged by Elias Lindholm as he moves up the right wall of his zone. Forces him to play the puck earlier than he wants to, and it's a bad play right up to Bratt, who's standing on the blue line, but he's got Morgan Geeky on top of his dump truck. And so Bratt just tries to flick it into the middle of the ice. Pasta's right there to skate over the blue line, knock it down, put it on his stick, skates down to the left side of the slot, and just beats Markstrom low glove. It's 1-0, just about 8.5 minutes into the game. Pasternak is up to 98 points. I think this was his 98th point. And he has now been either the goal scorer or the primary assister on 12 straight Bruins goals, which is awesome for him. Terrible stat for the rest of the team, but holy crap, that is absurd. 35 seconds left of the period. The first period actually wasn't a ton of action. There wasn't a lot of inside chances. Either way, 35 seconds left. The Bruins have been buzzing. Several shot attempts, good puck retrievals, good movement, but it's all going to come to a peak with, of course, David Pastrnak, who else? He's on the puck, and he is drawing attention skating down the left side, so the defense is shifting towards him. He's going to back diagonal pass it to Wotherspoon, and Wotherspoon makes a quick play here. Defense shifts just a little, because they got to react to where the puck's going. Wotherspoon goes directly back against the grain to his D partner, Callahan. Forgot the name for a second. He skates, just cheats in a little bit on that left point, skates into the top of that left circle, picks his spot, beats Markstrom glove side. It's 2-0. That is Michael Callahan's first NHL goal. Good for him. Good for him. He's going to give it back in a little while here, but still, good for him. And the second period comes, and we're up 2-0, and I know what you were thinking, because I was thinking it too. The Boston Bruins had a 2-0 lead against the Buffalo Sabres. It didn't take long to blow that, and let's be honest, we've lost, going into this game, we had lost 11 of 12. Right? Like, or 12 of 13, something like that, whatever. You didn't expect to win this game. You could have started the game with a 2-goal lead, and I was like, I don't know. I certainly wasn't expecting this to end with a Bruins win, and maybe that makes me a bad fan, but just a lot of evidence to support my take there. 27 seconds in, Brat's going to go for hooking. He's hooking McPasternak, so we're going to go to the power play. No shots on goal during the power play, which isn't a great way to spend your power play. It's not great. 3:45 in, Luke Hughes skating to the left wall on the left point of our defensive zone, and he just misses the puck, and then he loses his balance. And it allows a 2-on-1 the other way, and Lauko carrying from that spot where Hughes stumbles. Lauko goes all the way down the right side. He never has a clean pass to get to the other side. So he just thinks shot pretty early into the offensive zone. It's clear he's shooting this puck. He picks his spot, and sniper and chase! Top blocker corner, Bardowski. It's 3-0. Good for Lauko. It's his first since coming back to the Bees. It was a beautiful shot. And that fourth line has been unplayable for weeks. It's been awful. So it's really nice to see him kind of have a moment, because I thought Lauko through the past couple weeks has easily been our best fourth liner. It's just that line's been really, really bad. 3-0. I still wasn't so sure about this game. 6:39 in, Pasta draws another hooking, this time Mercer. We're going to the power play. No, nothing to talk about there. And then 6:09 left. This is where things get a little less fun. A delayed penalty leads to a long 6-on-5 shift for the Devils. It's good puck movement and a really good pass, but what in the world is Callahan doing here? The puck is carried by Hischier down the left side. He dishes it to Sprong, who's standing next to Swayman's blocker side post. He no-look passes across the crease to Nason, who has a wide open net and not a body on him. Now look, it's 6-on-5. I get it. But Callahan's about 6 more feet up in the slot and hasn't made a play on the puck in a while. I have no idea why he's not covering this guy in front. I just don't understand it. And even if you have his partner Wotherspoon jumping off of Nason to attack Sprong, Callahan still has to be there. Just a weird play, positioning, whatever you want to call it. It's 3-1. And I'm like, okay, we're probably going to see more of a push. 19 seconds later, 5:50 left of the period, Zadorov gets to a puck below the goal line in our zone. He spins off the forechecker, tries to feed it to a heavily covered Minton. Pass doesn't work out. Ends up bouncing to, I want to say it was Meyer. I have the note here. Yeah, Meyer. He collects it and just whips this blocker side. Swayman has to try to see through a body. Gets a piece of it. He gets a huge piece of it, but it bounces up, over, and in. And it's 3-2, 19 seconds later. Zadorov's been so much better lately that I'm not even going to crush him for this. It's a bad mistake, and it happens. Like, it's dumb. But Zadorov and Elias Lindholm have looked like brand new players, and I pray that next year they look so good that everybody's in my comments just dog walking me, because all of my Zadorov and Elias Lindholm takes, all of them, about how they're not effective NHL players at this stage in their career for the money they're making. And both of them, last couple of games, and Zadorov for a few weeks now, have looked like, I don't know about impact NHL players, but like real helpful guys to have on your team. So if that can continue, and I can be wrong about that, and everyone can make fun of me for the rest of my life, that's worth it to me as long as my team's good. That's super worth it to me. 52.9 seconds left of the period. It's the last minute of a second period in a 1-goal game. What do the Bruins typically do here? That's right. They give up a goal. Do you know what they didn't do here? They didn't give up a goal. Do you know what else they did here? They scored a goal. It's a nothing play. Well defended, too. Middlestat is being forced up into the right corner of the offensive zone, and he just spins and fires from distance. And it takes a bounce off a defender. Markstrom doesn't pick it up on time, squeezes through blocker side. It's 4-2. Liesel somehow gets a point on this with the assist. Fuck it, we ball. We take those. It's 4-2. Last minute of a period. A second period. And we extended our lead. Crazy. I don't know if I've seen that from the Bruins this year. Awesome. Third period. 3 minutes in. Minton and Huznadinov on a 2-on-1. And I wanted this so badly. Every time Minton or Liesel or Huznadinov is involved in offensive play, I am just so ready for them to do something. Well, Minton unfortunately has the puck on his backhand. The center is covered very well, so he can't put it on his forehand. He tries to get the pass behind the defender and to Huznadinov, but Huznadinov isn't actually doing a great job of staying in the passing lane here, but the pass is also way, way behind him, so it doesn't actually come to anything. But I figured I'd point it out anyway. 4:58 in. More ozone time for the Beast. Pasta skating up the left wall. He gets double-teamed, but somehow spins and flings this perfectly to the back door. Geeky, 5-2, just like that. Geeky's 30th goal. Pasta's 100th point. Absurd. Absurd what he's done on this team. And Geeky being a 30 goal scorer, crazy. But we're not done yet. 6:55 into the game. It's a shot from the blue line. I think it was by Peak. I'm just going off memory now. Fraser Minton is skating through the slot. Puck bounces off. Big rebound given up by Markstrom. It bounces through one defender. Fraser Minton's there, collects, spins. Doesn't have time to settle and shoot. Just spins, flings his top glove, manages to beat Markstrom. That is his first goal as a Bruin, and it's 6-2. And then with about 9 minutes left, Koepke just plows through Luke Hughes as he's trying to collect the puck to launch himself on a breakaway. I mean, this is just a bad play by Hughes. He launches himself. He beats Markstrom low glove. 7-2. Markstrom's pulled for Allen, and that's the last bit of the scoring of the game. A touchdown and an extra point. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. Let's talk about some game notes. Easy game notes. First of all, Pasternak. He reached the 60-point threshold at 5-on-5 in this game. He is the first player this year to do that on this team. 60 points. 5-on-5. Holy shit, dude. Holy shit. Like, that's on this team. 60 points. 5-on-5. Gets there sooner than anybody else in the league. What we're watching right now is just unreal from this guy. I don't know how to put it into words. And also, backtracking a little bit to the hat trick he had a couple games ago, that was one of the most impressive, I know I said it before too, but that was one of the most impressive hat tricks I've ever seen as far as quality of goals. This guy's doing something that I don't know if I've ever witnessed a Bruin do in my lifetime. It's just absurd the way he's putting this team on his back, and insane. He's also at 100 points on this team. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. He's so dumb. 3 years in a row with 100 points. The third Bruin to do that in franchise history behind Bobby Orr and Phil Esposito. What? Just crazy. On this team, on a year like this, on this team, 100 points, 65 on 5, now 61, 62, 5 on 5 points by the end of the game. 40-something goals. Just stupid. Just so stupid. Imagine what he would have with a power play. He should get Hart votes. He shouldn't win the Hart. People are putting that in my mouth. That's not what I'm saying. He should get Hart votes. I'm a firm believer that you need to make the playoffs to win the Hart. You have to be on an effective team. But my goodness, he really is the definition of the most valuable player. Geeky hits 30. The concern about his contract extension grows, but awesome season by Geeky. Shooting percentage aside, with 20-something%, whatever. Awesome season for him. He should be excited. It probably isn't worth reading too much into these late season games where both teams are more or less locked into the positions they're in. But efforts like these help build hope that this team has a decent ceiling next year. So that's kind of how I'm taking these. I know it's kind of a fool's errand because I'm really going to make up my mind about next year's team just before the preseason. It's probably how I'm going to treat that. That's pretty much every year for me, is once I see the roster. And preseason, I often have a hard time changing my mind about much in the preseason because preseason isn't real. It's just not the same level of hockey. So, yeah, I tend to just make up my mind once I see who's going to be on the ice, and that'll be then. Right now, I'm still going to hold hope that it's going to be a decent season. The last point I have here is the one I mentioned earlier. Oh no, the draft pick. But the pick. What are we going to do? Well, guys, we've lost 12 of the last 14, 11 of which were in regulation. That's legitimately difficult to do in this sport. I mean, the players are still playing. We can't control the games like that. The players are still actively trying to win. If they were actively trying to lose and they did this, you'd be like, what the hell is wrong with you guys? No, they're trying to win. Try not to let the cheering for a draft pick ruin a really fun game for you. This was a lot of fun. Also, we jumped only the Flyers, who have 2 games in hand on us. Everybody else is still ahead of us in the standings. So it's the teams that we won't touch, which is San Jose, Chicago, and Nashville. We will not catch up to them, meaning catch down to them. But also, we're in this weird little mix with Buffalo and Pittsburgh and Philly. And I don't know. We'll see how it lands. But I'm not going to let rooting for a loss ruin what was a really great time for me. And you have no control over that one. It's one thing to criticize a team when it's not winning because you're pointing out things that they're doing wrong and things. But like them demolishing another team, what are you supposed to say, right? The team's trying to win and they performed really well and won. And yeah, they got some lucky bounces in here, but God knows they deserve them. And honestly, us winning 2 of these late games, Canes and Devils, 2 games that we were sure we would lose. Those games are also making sure that Pasternak hits that 100 points, and which he has, and just has a stat line closer to what he deserves. And I know that doesn't really mean anything for the long-term health of the franchise or for the fans exactly, but I don't know. I think he deserves it, and I like it. I don't have like a great reasoning behind it. I don't have a lot of logic to give you, but the team's lost 12 of 14. We're tanking just fine, right? Just tremendous tanking. Almost impossible level tanking. Almost couldn't do this if we tried tanking. So I'm pretty satisfied with where we're at. God, what a fun game. Love you guys. Go Bees. Go Bees! And of course, here at the end of the video, I love to give some shout outs to the fantastic high quality inspectors who help support the channel and keep this running. I super appreciate every single one of you, from the role player tier, the top line tier, and of course the all-star tier. We are going to do our shout outs for this top line tier. Thank you so much to Sean Kreider, Michael Kammerer, Chris and Erica, Kevin Timperley, Quackin' Platypus, JM, Smoke Channels, Shaggy, Adam Ella, Albert Waldron, Negev79, Lola Cattingsworth, EKM Productions, Moonlighter TV, Big Bad Bruin, The Bugman, Jeff with a G, Tommy Braga, Roland22, GD Viperworks, Len Kreutz, Brock Nope, Han Slobo, Coach D, The Atomic Lizard, Bradley Johnson, Brett Arney, Pincent, and Nick Zatrullo. Thank you so much, each and every one of you. Your top line material. But now we got to move on to our all-star tier members, the absolute legends. We have Jacob Pratt, Jake Brower, Dampen, JG's 12, Mark S., Ann Hustis, Tim R., Lorenzo Wood, Penny Pasta, Levi Catalani, Boston Stringler, Bagel, Nightmare Eco, John Kirk, Joel, Stealthy Potato, Heil E. Coyote, Darren Woodbury, Abraxion, Wolf Warrior, Vinny, Adrian Winter, Tupton D. Tashi, Bruins Smash, D.A. Kingery, The Only Newts, A Tasty Snack, Dutes42, and Jeremy. Thank you all for all of the support and love that you are all giving. I appreciate each and every one of you. And as always, go Bees!